Seriously, you probably all know Pokemon, and most likely was into it at some point in time in your life. I was there when it first came out, and I loved it. However, I fell out of Pokemon craze around Ruby and Sapphire when I played some of the remakes. I didn't really get back into the series until Sun and Moon came out. So yeah, I've completely missed out on several generations. Whoopsie! But I'm planning on playing the other games eventually. Until then, here is the first generation. I played both Blue and Yellow a metric ton, and I'm fairly familiar with the games. I also know that they're based off of bug collecting in Japan. For those of you who don't know, bug collecting in Japan sometimes has super competitive beetle fights. A bit different than bug collecting from here. Regardless, Pokemon has since been a huge deal. With the anime, games, and especially the toys, Pokemon is the biggest franchise in the world. I'm not sure which percentage of the money that comes in are the games, but I doubt it compares to the toys and anime if I'm going to be honest. Still, these are important to the gaming community, so let's start this out. Let's take on Team Rocket! So, you are roughly about 10 years old. Your mom, tired of your shit, kicks you out of the house. Luckily, the neighbor stops you from wandering into tall grass. However, he isn't the best adult either and gives you a superpowered monster as a pet. In Red and Blue, you can choose what you get. You know, typical fire-breathing lizard, a frog with poisonous plant on its back, and a turtle squirt gun. In Yellow, you automatically get a mouse with high-voltage electricity. That sounds safe, right? Now it is up to you to capture every superpowered monster ever and train up a team of 6 of them to beat everyone else's team of superpowered monsters. That's the basic plot, but along your journey, you'll also encounter a group of criminals that trade and steal rare Pokemon, illegally selling them to high bidders. You encounter them looking for rare fossils, but eventually you'll also storm their entire base and fight their leader, just to progress. You also find out they killed a Pokemon, and you eventually have to stop them from doing a corporate takeover in the most hostile of ways, facing off against their boss once again. Last time you found Team Rocket, you enter into their final base, the gym in Viridian City, and crush their boss one last time for you to get one last gym badge. The only real other plot element is your rival. He basically is building a team as well, and despite you crushing him in nearly every Pokemon battle you have with him, he still seems to think he's better than you somehow. Somehow, he manages to beat the Elite Four before you do. I guess somehow he's the only one to do so. And then you defeat the entire thing. Elite Four, him, all in one go. Congrats! You're now the champion! And that's about it. Sure, there's some dialogue, but it's all so simple that half the time it doesn't even make any sense. The plot is basically this. Hey, go be the best Pokemon person out there. It isn't great. Hell, Link's Awakening got a better writing than this and released way earlier on the handheld scene. Link's Awakening isn't even an RPG, so what the hell? I know this is directed towards children and is supposed to be a beginner-friendly JRPG, but this could have easily been better. Luckily for Pokemon, you can sell a game on Charm. The Pokemon designs are a little weird in Red and Blue, but much more improved in Yellow. Still, very good in Red and Blue though. Most of the trainers are generic, but the rivals' design and all the gym leaders and the Elite Four look fantastic as well. The music is great, and as an adult, I love that all the cities are named after colors. The Pokemon designs is where this game shines though. Not all 151 Pokemon are winners, mind you. While I like Muck and Electrode, if it wasn't for their face designs, I'd be putting them down a lot more. Tangela and Lickitung, I just don't really like as an adult, Jinx is... Wait, she's purple in this version of the game? Sorry, I'm playing this port on the Virtual Console from the 3DS. I guess they didn't want that drama with Jinx again. Jinx was a very controversial Pokemon due to possible racial implications. Jinx is still not a design that I like regardless, though. Still, it's a small number of Pokemon out there from the 151. I love Articuno and Mewtwo. All the starters are just flat out awesome. I can't get them here, but I absolutely love Raichu as well. Eevee and all of its evolved forms are really cool, including my rival's Jolteon, although Vaporeon is still my favorite. There's a Pokemon for everyone out there, and you will most likely find at least some that you like in this game. However, finding Pokemon that you really like isn't just enough. This is a JRPG after all. Japanese role-playing game. Let's explain the gameplay. Each Pokemon have different elemental powers that, kind of define them a little bit. For example, Pikachu is electric. He can still do moves like Slam, which are normal type moves, but he does bonus damage to a foe if he uses an electric move. Electric moves are great against flying and water type Pokemon, but aren't exactly effective towards grass types, and let's face facts, they won't even touch ground type Pokemon. This is the rock, paper, scissors style of advantages with different elementals. Some attacks do added damage, some do less, and some do regular damage. This also depends on the stats of the Pokemon. Each Pokemon have different moves they can learn and different stats. Attack stat is used for physical type moves like normal moves. Defense is how well you block, or how well your Pokemon blocks, against physical type moves. Speed just determines who moves first. HP is how many hit points a Pokemon has. And then there's the special stat. Oh shit, there is the special stat. Oh boy. Special is the stat that deals with special attacks like electric attacks. See the issue here? One stat for both special attacking and special defense. If your Pokemon has a high special stat, they will not only hit with special attacks like a freight train, they will also take special attacks like a wall. Pokemon like this are very dangerous. So is there a type of Pokemon with almost always high special stats? Yes! The most common is Psychic. Now, it'd be great to have weaknesses to these type of Pokemon, right? Weak, Pokemon that can attack Psychic types really well. Yeah, good luck with that. The only weakness you'll find is Bug and Ghost moves. Ghost Pokemon are incredibly rare. There's only 3 of them in the game, and they're all from the same family line. They are also part Poison Pokemon. Oops! Believe it or not, all 3 Ghost Pokemon are actually weak to Psychic type attacks. And Bugs? Most are also Poison type, which again makes them weak to Psychic type attacks. A lot of Pokemon don't just have one type, but 2, with all the strengths and weaknesses that both types bring. However, Bug and Ghost bring no resistance to Psychic attacks, and Poison brings weakness to them. Besides, most of the moves of these Pokemon kinda suck. Yeah, the only Ghost move that gets a bonus from dealing with Psychics would be Lick, which is a very weak move in general. The 3 main Bug moves that are also kind of weaker and somewhat rare to be seen on something that's not poisonous. You know what this means? Psychics are utterly broken. It is disgusting. The only thing that stands a chance are heavy physical hitters who have a high enough special stat to survive being hit by a tank ballistic. Don't get me wrong, there are other powerful types as well, like dragons, but dragon Pokemon are super rare with a damaging weakness to ice. Sure, only one weakness, but Psychics basically have no weakness at all, and they're a lot more common than dragon types. And naturally, because they're a lot more common, there are 2 times Psychic types might give you some shit. 2 boss fights that you should worry about. See, to get to the Elite Four, you need gym badges. To get a badge, you have to wander into a city, take on a powerful Pokemon trainer. And it's more or less a boss fight, if you will. There are 2 that always given me some shit. In Pokemon Blue, I've always had trouble with Misty. Yes, I typically have a Pikachu at that point. Pikachu's stats are kind of crap, and Misty's Starmie is part Psychic. Great. This thing's special stat is high enough to withstand most of Pikachu's attacks in blue, despite it being super effective and doing double the damage it normally would. However, in Pokemon Yellow, that Pikachu has higher stats and can clean up Misty's gym well enough. However, in Pokemon Yellow, it's Sabrina this time around. For no particular reason, her Pokemon are way stronger in Yellow. See, there are these things called levels. When a Pokemon fights enough, it gains a level which boosts its stats, some higher than others. Sabrina's Pokemon in blue are properly leveled to match what your Pokemon will most likely be around. She may have a few levels higher, but nothing too major. In Yellow, her Pokemon are all level 50. That's literally 7 levels higher than her strongest Pokemon in Blue and Red. That is 7 stat boosts. Oh joy. This wouldn't be too much of an issue. Koga has something similar going on with his Pokemon. However, his are poison and bug type Pokemon, while Sabrina's Pokemon are all psychics. You know, the broken type. You should, on Pokemon Yellow anyway, go deal with other gym leaders first and go back to her later. Or have your Pokemon destroyed because Misty's final Pokemon is very fierce. Other than that, if you have a proper team with someone who can do ice moves, you should be fine for most of the game. The areas in between cities are set up with caves and forests, replacing conventional dungeons from most JRPGs. Sometimes with wild Pokemon and sometimes with only trainers. You have to go after Team Rocket a time or two, but they aren't hard and often have a nearby rest stop that you can heal Pokemon for free. This is good because they use status ailments like poison a lot. See, there are some afflictions your Pokemon can come down with in battle. Poison damages your Pokemon over time and even hurts them outside of battle. Paralyze makes your Pokemon slower and sometimes won't be able to attack. Burn also damages your Pokemon over time, but not as badly as poison. Asleep means your Pokemon isn't attacking at all, but they'll wake up over time. These are just some examples. Team Rocket really likes using these, in particular poisoning your Pokemon, so you have to make the long walk back to a nearby Pokemon Center, a place that you can more or less heal for free. Or you can spend money on antidotes to save you on time. That's an option, but I'm pretty stubborn. Ah, damn. Poisoned again. Anyway, other things that are problematic are HMs in the game. HMs and TMs are machines that teach your Pokemon moves. TMs can be used once. HMs can be used forever. You will need to burn off a move slot or two to use most of these HM moves. See, you can have a Pokemon just to learn these HM moves, or you can spread these moves out among your team like I did. Venusaur with Cut, Fear with Fly, so on and so forth. Fly, Surf, and Strength aren't terrible moves by any means. Cut isn't great though. Why do your Pokemon need these moves? Simple. See this shrub blocking your way? Since you are 10 and apparently can't buy a hedge trimmer, you need your Pokemon, in this case Venusaur, to cut the damn thing down. You have to do this a lot. And every time you have to go to your menu screen, select a Pokemon option, select an actual Pokemon with the move you need, and then select the move. Yes, this gets tedious a lot. You need Surf because you can't swim. You need Strength to do boulder puzzles in the last few dungeons. You literally only need Flash once to navigate one dungeon, making Flash just absolutely annoying. Fly is optional, but the most useful as it lets you fast travel to any city you've already been to. And then there's Dig. Well, Dig is actually a TM, but can be used very effectively replacing escape ropes, an item used to emergency escape a dungeon. That was kind of a tongue twister. I only really need it when I'm catching a rare Pokemon I've been searching for, and I'm informed only then that my PC box is full. See, you can only catch 6 Pokemon and hold them at a time. The rest are stored in a PC server. However, you can only fit a certain number of Pokemon on the box. If your box fills up, the game doesn't tell you until it is already full and you're trying to catch a Pokemon. I hope this doesn't happen on a rare legendary. Some Pokemon are harder to find than others. For example, Clefairy can be found on Mount Moon, one of the earlier dungeons in the game. They are rare but can be powerful for early game, so they do have value to them. In Blue, Pikachu has a similar value in Viridian Forest, the actual first dungeon in your game. These Pokemon are fun to find and collect for sure. There are also Pokemon you can get in events. Some Pokemon you can trade for with an NPC in the game. Mr. Mime is one of these Pokemon. In Pokemon Blue, you can get a Jinx and a Farfetch'd as well. There are few examples of this. You can also revive fossils. With a story event on Mount Moon, you get to pick a fossil that will eventually become a rare Pokemon. You can also get an Amber once you know that, how to use Cut and blah blah blah. You are also literally given an Eevee and a Lapras if you know who to talk to. You can also catch fish. You can play in a place called Safari Zone where you can catch more Pokemon. In Pokemon Yellow, you actually get Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, all in one team through events, which is totally awesome. Snorlax is a Pokemon blocking your path in 2 different places, giving you only 2 chances to catch the big beast. And then there are legendary Pokemon. You can find them hidden through a few dungeons, and you have basically 1 shot to catch them. Articuno in Seafoam Island after doing some optional puzzles. Moltres in Victory Road after an optional part in the cave. And Zapdos in an entirely optional dungeon called the Power Plant. Then, after you beat the game, you can also go after another optional dungeon and square up against Mewtwo, an overpowered psychic type with absurdly good stats, and it can regenerate health. Super difficult to catch for sure, but you probably have a Master Ball. A Master Ball is a Pokeball that you can get in-game during the main story, and if you have trouble with a legendary, you can use it against them to catch the beast, no questions asked. Use it on Mewtwo. It'll save you a lot of time unless you really want the challenge. These Pokemon are always nice to have. This makes the game world worth exploring for sure. Given, to catch them all, you're going to need to trade with friends. Some Pokemon can only be encountered on Pokemon Red, while others can only be seen on Pokemon Blue. It is encouraged to, more or less build a community on Pokemon and trade with your friends. Overall, though, this is really fun. Speaking of overall, let's wrap this up. Pokemon, the first generation, including Yellow, is okay. It's a 6 out of 10. Ugh. Okay, now that might be a little harsh, but the game just wasn't optimized. Most of the issues I have with the game were literally fixed in the next generation of games. There is some light here. The gameplay, when not dealing with psychics, is really fun. Levels work despite the game not being optimized. If I'm honest, the charm is through the roof on this one, and is nearly enough to sell the game alone. And finding hidden, secret, and rare Pokemon is just a fire blast. Oh jeez, I feel like Samson Oak after that one. Yes, I've seen the Sun and Moon anime. Anyway, the lower parts is writing, world building, poor optimization, and psychic types being completely overpowered due to the special stat, which in and of itself is also a problem. Also, the game can be extremely buggy. I know a lot of people know about Missing No and how to gain glitch Pokemon, which is extremely easy in Red and Blue. They fixed it in Yellow, but there are a ton of other glitches too that they didn't catch. You can get a level 100 Nidoking before ever seeing Brock with some simple pause manipulation. You do also gain a Mew by pausing and flying away before a Pokemon trainer sees you in battle and taking on a kid with a Slowpoke. I didn't record any of this, but it's possible. Overall, I think if the development had more time, this could have been better and was greatly improved upon in the next few generations. I have no doubt, back in the day, that we didn't care. I sure as hell didn't. But it's painful to go back now. These flaws are a hell of a lot more noticeable. Still, as stated, the next generation fixes most of these issues. And when we see Pokemon again, that's likely where I'll be looking. Or Pokemon Snap. I might play Pokemon Snap here and there. Regardless, my thumb feels better now and I'm ready to go back to the touchscreen. I'm going to be working on Spirit Tracks now. Until then, take care, my minions. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Bye!